English.
Bitte schön, please.
Por favor.
Por favor, ja, I know das. Ja, por favor. Un minutinto grande, por favor. Wait. Make it quick.
Yeah, muy rápido.
Rapido.
Rapido.
I can remember that.
You're asking what and then you go with last.
Or what do they say in English? If you cannot say it, draw it. Paint it.
Not a hope, but
No. Very dry holiday.
Take a drawing pad and draw whatever you like. Vino, this is drawing. You know. Okay, now how to start this amazing portrait. This is from Renaissance, and I don't know who it is, but it looks like. His
You're
name.
not filming today.
Oh yes, I am. It's recorded.
Also, okay,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
reminding you.
Do you want to sit there? Up,
Yeah, put it down.
Yeah, put it down, please. Thank you. So, how to start this? As I said, it could be Raphael, for it looks like a very, like a Renaissance portrait. So, look, the most obvious thing. Well, it's not that obvious, but if you look at it,
I can see.
you can see. So it's this one here. Look, it's that triangular shape. Look. See, so that one there. This one here, and then that line there. And then you have the axis of middle of the head, nose, middle of the lip, and then chin. And that line there, which approximately correspond to this one here on me. Then you have that. Look, that's another. Huh? See what I'm doing? That's another. Well, not right angle, but you know what I mean, because the right angle obviously will be there. So this is what I see there, which is an easy identifiable triangular or like an apple, pear shape. Then you have approximately a line for the neck. Then you have the scarf all around. But before I go to the scarf, let's finish up with the face first of all. So that's the outer line of the scarf. And then you have the inner line of the scarf, another one here. There, I'm talking about this line, approximately again. Then, right before this triangular finishes, you have the eye, which is approximately 1/3 from the eye there. 1, 2, 3. You see what I'm approximately doing? I'm doing this. Eyebrow 1. That's 1/3, that's 2/3, and that's obviously the complete action there. So you have 1/3 the eyebrow, 2 the nose, and then the chin. Okay, then you have another line, that one, which is the eyebrow on the other side of the face. Then you have cheekbone, which moves up there and then moves. So another line, obviously, or the face to complete the face, will be forehead, there, cheekbone here, cheekbone, and the nose, which obviously goes triangular shape, the basis of the nose, tip of the nose that goes dark. Then in between the nose and the chin, you have the mouth here, which is again open because she's looking up. He's a she, it's a lady. And then lower lip, cheekbone. No, sorry, the chin and the cheekbone is here. And the ear is pretty much on this line, which is where the scarf is, and then a little bit another line there if you like. So the ear just appears to be, but is actually at the same line here, look. At the same horizontal line. The ear comes down here. I'm doing like this.
That's okay.
So I want you to see it. I'm trying to do it this way. Okay, then you have the ear here. And then bottom of the nose, tip of the nose, eye, and then you have obviously the nose itself, which moves something like this. and then the ear, the eye inside here. Why these things happen always on a Tuesday? And in the morning, do it afternoon. Why do it in the morning?
They're trying to compact in the stuff.
Oh, are they?
The holes,
They do,
but-
don't
Yeah,
they?
sorry, they wanted access to the garage.
Yeah. It's a good way of getting rid of your rubbish though, isn't it? Stuff with big holes.
They're filling in the holes.
Well,
They
he's
need to
doing,
do
he's
the
doing.
ones down there.
Yeah, the big holes are
Is
huge.
just using that area?
Yes,
Yes.
the road and stuff.
No, I think he's using
Don't come, don't drive here.
I don't have a car.
You got the 4x4.
You're okay, mate.
Using that area rather
But yeah, it's
Yes,
bad, the
yeah,
road
these
is bad.
bits, sticking bits.
Anyway,
Anyway, going back to the nose, eyebrow, and the eye itself. Not to forget the eye, which is under there and is looking up. And you have the bag under the eye, which is slightly red, but it's still there, which is that one here, bag under the eye. See, I'm emphasizing every little bit just to help us out. Emphasizing the eyebrow, emphasizing the eye itself, the eye bag, which is not as strong there, but it's still. And then you have the scarf itself, which goes something like this. And then the end of the scarf is down here. Then the scarf appears to be, the neck, as I said, is somewhere here. The scarf is down there. Then you have the upper line of the scarf, or the outer line, which is in shadow. And then, because the light comes from the left, how do we know? Well, we know because we have the shadow here, look. See that shadow? That suggests that the light is coming that way. So, and also the neck is in shadow too. I'm leaving that light because you have the folds here, and the shadow here.
oh,
Okay, that happens always. So there we have the face looking up. Then you have at least that's the most important thing, is the movement of the head. If you get that right, well, I mean, that doesn't mean it's right, but it's roughly the basics, or the angle is okay. Now, to be a little bit more precise, you have the chin, which gets inside here. You have the jaw, and middle tone or half tone with the muscle here on the cheek. That's the jaw, the muscle of the jaw. Then skin tone, highlighted here. Cheekbone is right there. I think the cheekbone look. If you do it onto the drawing, you will see what's going on. It's much easier. Do it like that. You see? That's where the cheekbone is, and the cheekbone is emphasize it there. The mouth moves that way. Mouth moves here. The nose obviously stops there. Doesn't continue because I had it quite long. The bone structure of the nose is actually on the axis. No, the axis here, no, that's not right, no. That was wrong. Axis is there. The nose exceeds, so that axis was there for me. Previous, the first line, and then the nose exceeds that axis, goes a little bit something like this. The eyebrow is pretty much at the same angle, or horizontal line with the left hand side. So that one, they're pretty much at the same line. Eye also is looking up, and the cheekbone. She's quite bony, the lady. Huh? We're talking about Middle Ages now. People didn't have much to eat then. I mean, I'm making it up. I don't know if it's Middle Ages, but but you need to make up some stories, you know.
Yeah, of course. We're used to it now, Amy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just talk to yourself. You know? Make a mental, you know, assessment of what's going on. And then eyebrow, and then obviously you have the folds here. I'm going very, very dark, and a little bit of a shadow here, and obviously the folds down here, and underneath the nostril upper mouth, upper lip, lower lip. Okay, I'll do it later on. I was going to create the upper mouth, a lighter part of it, but I can do it later on. First of all, we get those going. Get the darks now a little bit. Keep going with the darks because it's getting there. The ear, I think the ear I had it here, but I think the ear it's further a straight line. It's quite. The eye stops here and the ear. So if I have that line there, that means the ear is too close. So I'll put the ear back here, there, and give it some darks here. Although these darks are not exactly what I see there. These are my. I'm adding those darks just to create a bit more depth, basically. I know they're not there, but I think they do help. And now it's the time with the chamois. I know.
The what?
The review, the time for the chamois.
all out.
Look. I know. But you have to do that. Huh? Now, before you continue.
We're yet to be
I heard that. Look, you see, you do that there, and that reveals everything. So I've got the basis now. So what I can do, I can come back. Look, still going on the whole portrait. I don't want to lose a lot of time from you, but look, I'll show you where the most difficult or the most intriguing parts are, which is basically the open mouth. I'll do that. The open mouth, the lower lip, and the chin here. Middle of the chin. There. So now, with the puppy, look at that. First of all, get the movement of the nose, obviously. Top of the nose. See? Top of the nose. Nostril. Just a touch for the nostril. And this side of the nostril. And then upper mouth. Lower lip. And the chin. Is that a little bit more convinced now? There you are. See how it starts making a little bit more sense? And obviously I've just left them like that, but the best thing to do is to give it a darker tonal value. And this side of the mouth, which is not that defined, but we know it's there, the chin goes, the neck, and it's actually pretty much the same tonal value. That's quite light as a drawing. So I'm keeping it at the same spirit, light, not too dark shadows, not to emphasize. Then you have the eye looking up, the upper eyelid. The eyebrow goes further up like that, and a little bit slightly darker tonal value. There you are. But then obviously with the putty rubber you help yourself and do the upper eyelid a little bit more like that, the lower or the eye bag, cheekbone, light here, light on that one there, and also the folds. I mean the folds are quite light, but I prefer to leave it like on that middle tone. Instead of making them quite light, I prefer leaving them like this, look. Now I'm against those sharp lines. So what I'm doing, I'm going back onto the lines and making them, look, incorporating them onto the shadows and not leaving them on their own like this. Yeah? So making, yes, doing the line, but then coming back and softly merging those lines there with the existing, and then existing shadows. And then you have the ear down here, as I said, ear there. The folds are down here, folds are there, and the neck, or the jaw, the neck here with shadows there. And a bit darker as I'm moving along. And the eye, maybe I brought that eye quite high up, so move it back down. The eye is right, the end of the eye is there. So the end of the eye is down here, not as high as I had it before. So I move it down, upper eyelid, the structure or the bone structure between the eyelid and the eyebrow. Move it down a bit more. There. And the eye on the other side. At the same horizontal line stands the eye on the other side here. And that drops, the eyebrow drops down like this. That's a beautiful portrait for perspective. Maybe a bit more bone structure or cheekbone, which is there. A bit, yes, there. And this one here. More distance between the both eyebrows on both sides. A bit more distance. So a little bit more separate. And the forehead here. It's a bit shorter, lower here. And you have the fold here. And you want to get that going like this. So instead of doing the lines vertically, I'm incorporating to give more of a rounded form, and by doing this, look, see, and cut the upper part, so it makes it. You have the light coming from the top, and fold here, fold down here, then the folds appearing down here, then and then there, and
Looks like she's got a headdress
headdress, yeah.
on. Headdress.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be Indian, couldn't it?
You've changed her nationality.
Yeah, yes. If it was that easy
Yeah.
in real life. But yeah, there you are. And then the darks here, the shadows here, under the head shadows here. How about that?
Oh, very good.
Thank you. So you see, structure. This is structure with the
And the lines.
yes, not right angle, but you know what I mean.
Just a question.
Okay, let's start and giving it some shadows here. We've got the bit of dust from the charcoal. Leave it down here, leave it close by, down the pad, get a brush, and then have some shadows here turned up or placed up with a brush. And that creates a kind of a volume here that I need. Yeah, it's a safe way to add shadow. Or you can add it with your fingers as well if you like. It's another way of doing it. But the brush will go softly there on the paper without damaging the paper, because don't forget the fingers, they have some oil. We have oil in our hands, yeah? So we might leave some kind of, well, the oil that the human skin has, and that's not very good for the paper. But the hair at the top, and then you have the dark area here of her chamois, or what she's wearing, the drapery that we have around here. A bit dark around here, and then I'm artificially darkening the scarf with my brush here, just to give it a little bit of a darker tone here, all around. I know it's a white, feels like a white scarf, but you can darken that so that you have a differentiation from the skin tone. And some worry lines on the top here, then I could, on the other side, that's the dark side of the brush with the charcoal dust. This one is light. So I can place the dark here, and then with the light area, with the light side, merge it together. Merge it there. And a little bit darker here. Also place the ear, which is pretty much at the same horizontal line as the chin is, so the ear right here a little bit lighter. I will make the ear a bit lighter, and a vertical line from the end of the, so somewhere here, got the end of the eye, then right down a straight line, and the ear stands, the ear lobe is right here. All right, darks all around. A little bit darker here as well, which is the where the jaw meets the earlobe. That's a light area here, and light on the skin tone here, where the creases are. The crease. Well, skin creases basically. Then hair. Give it a little tonal value, lighter tonal value. Got the hair coming this way, and it's fluffy, soft material hair. Line, scarf, a darker area here, around that. Then you have different folds coming that way. They're darker at the center, so darker there, and then they become, well, they're much lighter as they move down here. And that mouth, coming back to the mouth and making that open mouth, a little bit more emphasis on the open mouth. Then you do have the nostrils underneath. And lighter here. Pupil, iris, end of the eye, cheekbone, the upper side, the light side of the eyebrow, up here, and from the lower part of the eye, it's kind of like that. And it makes sense because it follows the form, it follows the roundness of the eye. So it kind of needs to be like this, you know? You need to give it that form. Eyebrow, a little bit of eyebrow there. Hair. Hair moving about like this. You got the hair between the two, scarf is around the head, but right up here you got hair. And the hair is a soft material, so keep an eye on those darks here. They shouldn't be way too dark, like I'm doing here. And getting rid of those lines that I've done here at the beginning, making them a little bit not as harsh as that, so softer those lines, yes. More rounded. The roundness of his jaw and chin, neck. That area of the headscarf is slightly darker than the flesh tone, so I leave it as it is, leave it dark, and you got the scarf moving that way. Actually, it would be better, as I said, to avoid using the finger. Not that I'm never going to use the finger, is that to avoid as much as you can using the finger and using the brush instead. Now there's no background here, but I think creating a little bit of a darker background here makes the scarf look a little bit lighter. White scarf, let's say. But you need that a little dark tonal value that we got here on that I'm putting on. All around the scarf. There. And before I spray it, I'll make sure that all the light areas are where I'm happy with. Not where they need to be, because sometimes I'm not actually following everything I'm seeing. I'm creating a little bit of my own drawing here, kind of almost like a different, actually to me it looks more like a male than a female, but that's debatable. Whatever people, you have to decide for yourselves what you make it to be. Got more forehead there. And then that side of the face a bit wider, more rounded here. And then move the middle of the chin. That dimple is right where it needs to be anyway. Yeah, that's right under the tip of the nose, So that's correct, that's where it needs to be, that's correct there. The end of the mouth on the other side is a bit lower here. There. And lighter here. As a cheek, as a jaw, as a muscle of the jaw comes, it's appearing itself around here, and movement of the putty according to the muscle, rounded movement, to give it more of a round feel to it. And get rid of this line here, which is not where it's not the best line there. It just creates it just cuts the face. It's just like a cut. It doesn't work like a flesh tone. A little bit lighter here. Above the eye. The eye itself is a bit lighter as well. I've gone too dark with the eye. Kind of a light eye color. And you got the eyebrow. Bit of a bone structure underneath here. cheek, coming around here, further up, lower part of the lip of the mouth, be around it. Lower part of the eye, tear duct itself, somewhere here. And bone structure, a bit more rounded. The earlobe is missing here, a little bit more visible. I think I'll give it a quick spray and then add another layer of darks. Okay, after the spray, let's give it a quick clearance here, what's going on, because they don't look a lot like folds here. So possibly, I should have done it before, they don't look a lot like folds, but they are supposedly to be folds here. There you are. There you have it. Darker tone of violet. Darker under the nose. Here, that nostril here. And the eye possibly a little bit more extended. Yeah, moving more, a little bit wider on that side. Forehead. Bit less big lines and more of a, to define where the skull stops. That area is kind of a little bit darker because it's where the light illuminates that side of the face. Right there, because you have the shadow here. So that area should be in the dark. Darker here. And yes, the brush does a better job than your fingers. Because it's soft, it just goes over the drawing. It doesn't stick with the drawing. It just doesn't make the powder of the charcoal stick. It just goes over it, and that's much better. Makes it look more organic. Darker here. Darker here as well. Darker. Darker here. I need to create some more dust here with my willow charcoal onto the sandpaper, and that dust is, as I said, it's very valuable because we can use it everywhere on the shadowy area. Not as dark. Anyhow, I don't dislike it. I like it. It's a bit too dark though, but I like it. And take and move with the form of the face, you see? Kind of move it as the form of the shadow does. Her, not shadow, muscle as well. Well, shadow and muscle together. here. Dark on that side up there. I'm darkening a lot now. Maybe not as much. Don't need to darken it anymore. You keep it a bit on the light side, on the light part, especially where the light illuminates the head up here. Where the light hits the head, basically. Somehow there is a consistency of a shadow around here. Cheekbone into the muscle and outside. The consistency which that is there, it's there. And a little bit of hair, as we said, a bit of hair around here. The white of her scarf. The whiteness, actually, not the whiteness of the scarf, obviously, and the hairline. Trying to create that fold here underneath, but it's fine as it is, doesn't matter. And some lines which suggest that the fold is just engulfing the space of her neck and body. Best to put them on. Okay then, what's the date today? Today is the 31st of March. Wow, 333. Okay. See you in the next one then.